Hello and welcome back to the Battle Room. I'm of course the Battle Room, and today I'm joined by Raghav. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing amazing, my friend, but I am feeling a little bit sick. Not only because I've come down with a cold, but also because I top 16 the first ever Vegas Regional.
We are here today to break that team down and talk about it, go through your process, and then we're gonna watch one of your stream matches. I'll have all the timestamps linked below. If you just do not care about the team, click ahead, go watch the set. It was a banger one. But first things first, let's talk about it. How did you come to this team? How did you come to this conclusion? I got to witness the entire process pan out in real time, and I think this one was pretty banger. This one was pretty banger.
Yeah, and you can feel free to correct me on the process at any point because, again, you were there for all of it, watching in the shadows, actually just like with us. At no point were you on the team, but me and Alex were kind of testing this concept. And I mean, a lot of credit goes to our friend Alex Underhill because he was putting a lot of the work into this team and making, all the pieces come together. Especially that Amoonguss. That Life Orb Amoonguss is totally his creation. We'll go into it one by one, but the idea is Ensign for Raghav, especially with these sets, that clear amulet close combat Ensign is really, really strong right now because you get that fake out trick room, but you also just have such stupid coverage with close combat and this throat spray for Raghav. Like, it just does a sneaky amount of damage, and you have a lot of surprises that, just catches your opponent off guard. We'll start with the Incineroar. It's max attack, adamant, max HP. All the spreads are like really, really simple on the team. Nothing's too crazy because the surprise is there in the sets and the fact that they're all existing on the same team. Like, this team looks stupid, right? I've never used something like this style before. I'm usually a pretty balancey player, but there's just too much sauce going on here. Yeah, so the speed stat is 68, and that's really important because Farigiraf is 69. Nice. And this is to underspeed like neutral Blood Moon or neutral Ursaluna in Trick Room so that we're more than likely going first in Trick Room. Because everything on our team wants to be in Trick Room except the Scarf Typhlosion and the Lilligant, which has a special move called After You, and we'll get to that. But that the core of the team is Instant Farigiraf, and I feel like you could attest it's pretty strong.
Oh yeah, dude. I've had to play against this in the tournament and just in general. It is these two are so obnoxious, right? You have this guaranteed trick room with the fake out trick room, right? Like it's impossible to deal. You can't. They just can fake you out. You can't fake them out because of armor tail. And then these two do so much fucking damage. Like it's actually brutal. With the throat spray, once this thing gets going, it's chunking you. There's no restricted, there's no legendaries, so Farigiraf is just shitting out damage. And then also this Incineroar is so hard to navigate because I think, in my opinion, the best way to shut down like the regular Incineroars is with Incineroar, right? Like intimidating them, parting shutting them, knocking them off, whatever, right? But in this case, like it's really difficult to lead into him because of the clear amulet. It's such a genius set because it just allows you to deal so much damage without any, like you can't do much to slow him down. Specifically, the CC as well makes him good into other Incineroars. So now my Incineroar that's just U-turn or parting shot, right? Knock off Flare Blitz. I can't do anything. I'm intimidated, and he's one-shotting me.
Yeah, I mean, CC is obviously good for King Gambit, other
Mm-hmm.
Ursaluna, but also as a Sun team, you want as much as you possibly can for opposing Incineroar because that Pokemon is just so good.
Mm-hmm.
And as you'll see on the rest of this team, we don't really have a lot of coverage for it. We have CC on Lilligant, but it's kind of a weak one, can get intimidated. So our Incineroar is actually the center of our damage in a lot of matchups. But what do you do when you set up Trick Room? After your Incineroar goes down, you bring in that Specs Torkoal. Now, huge shout out to Brian Collins. I feel like he is the reason why a lot of these Sun teams kind of started to pop up. Specs Torkoal is just a monster. I think Zach Carlson was using Charcoal, but a lot of the other Torkoals were Specs, and I think rightfully so. This guy just shits out damage. A Specs Eruption, it breaks the type chart, and you know what's fun when you have one Specs Eruption? When you have another Sun Boosted Eruption in Typhlosion.
Yeah, this team is just literally like, it's so cringe to look at. I remember before the tournament, like we were talking about it with Chemo, And Kimo was like, or no, it was actually Ben who was talking about the team with me, and he was like, I really hate how the team looks because like there's just three fire types, and there's no coverage, there's no like, it's just three fire types. It's just erupting in the sun. That's all it's trying to do, or flare blitzing, right? It just breaks the type chart with the power of drought, really.
Yeah, but why would you need coverage when you can just break the type chart?
It's
You'll
true.
see later in the match, but a really good play is just to click Eruption and kind of keep that threat of Torkoal looming in the back. Like at any moment, you could bring it in, or you could sweep with a late game Eruption. And it works really well in and out of Trick Room because you can speed sandwich your opponent, right? You have that Frigoraph mode, but when you pair Torkoal next to Lilligant, it's really nice because not only do you have Sleep Powder support, you have Solar Blade coverage for all those Terra Waters, but if you move to Lilligant, you also have After You, which is huge on this team, and I think it's a really fun move. You can express your skill in a lot of ways with After You outside of just like the simple eruption. There's a lot of different plays you can make. You can After You Trick Room. I didn't get to do that in the tournament, but it did come up in practice a couple times. But it is really nice just to lead something else and then have Lilligant Torkoal in the back, spam After You Eruption, or just Sleep Powder. And I think Lilligant's a really important partner because of that After You, but also the coverage. Without it, I feel like the team just doesn't have enough damage. Like a Jumpluff or even a Venusaur, I feel like is not good enough coverage into Incineroar. So Lilligant was definitely the MVP of the weekend. Well, I won't say MVP. Second MVP. I think the real MVP is that Typhlosion.
Typhlosion, yeah, I feel like Typhlosion too. Like he was just a Pokemon that just like it was kind of his time. Like I feel like people were definitely hyping him up, and he looked like he was really solid into the meta. Like as for this tournament specifically.
Yeah, my favorite part about Typhlosion, I mean, other than just having a Scarfmon, just having such a high speed ceiling, is that he'd often take a knockoff and still be the fastest thing on the field, but you've put me into Blaze range. I feel like people don't know their Blaze calcs. Like, the Sun Boosted Terrifier Overheat plus Blaze, the type chart really is broken. And I think it's really important for the team as a mix-up, but also just as like a speed sandwich, like I've talked about. I just think it's really nice to have your opponent pinned at all times because this team has no like pivoting, right? There's no U-turn, there's no parting shot on the Incineroar, there's no eject pack overheat on the Torkoal. It really is about pinning your opponent, and it's so important to have that, that speed sandwich when you can't always guarantee Trick Room. But the team isn't perfect. It does have some matchups that need patching, like Dozo's pretty tricky. I feel like, sometimes you just want redirection, Sleep Powder can miss. But you know what solves all those issues? Life Orb Amoonguss. Now, when you see this, what do you think, Colin?
When I saw the Life Orb Amoonguss, like I actually just feel like this is like clickbait. This is just like it's just something someone would do for a YouTube video or like for attention, right? Like you're just like, oh yeah, I ran Life Orb Amoonguss at the regional. I just want to do just fuck around, right? Like it just seems so unserious.
And that's exactly how I felt when Alex pitched it to me and when I decided to bring it to the regional. I I wasn't sure if I was making a huge mistake, but it did feel so fun. And it kind of made sense, okay? So this set Alex came up with, I don't even know if he thought about it too much before we even tested it, but it worked immediately, so we stuck with it. This slot was originally a Dragonite, and I think that's what Aaron Trailer ran, and I think that's what Wolf might have won the GC with.
Yeah.
But we didn't really feel the D Knight. We wanted something more, a little spectacular, a little fantabulous, and so that's where this Amoonguss comes in. This Leaf Storm Sludge Bomb set is meant to pin Dozo, but it also is just such stupid chip. I Sludge Bombed him in Incineroar and it did 45%. Like, that's not right. At -1, I one-shot Ursaluna. Like, this set is so stupid, but it's just exactly what the team needs. And it's an Amoonguss, so it's still fat. It still has max HP. It eats hits. It has Spore. It has Rage Powder. It does everything it needs to, but at the same time, in Trick Room, it becomes a sweeper. It becomes a threat. And I think that was really good against opposing Amoonguss. I brought it against Ursaluna a lot, into rain teams. I just feel like it was a really, really good mix-up. Like, and the grass coverage is always appreciated because Terra Water is really common in the format. and you're gonna see it when you're running double eruption.
Do you know the story of how the Amoonguss actually came to be? Like why
I
he
don't. I
came
just
up
saw
with the set?
Alex was like, run this.
So there's a player, his name's Diego, and he got top 8 at Worlds in, I believe in Hawaii, so 2024. Um, and Diego just runs hard trick room. And Diego constantly spams the ladder at the same time that we traditionally practice as well. And so
Oh my
Alex,
god.
so Alex plays against Diego a lot. And this year for Worlds, Diego was testing this exact set with Imprison Ice Rider. And Alex is an Ice Rider player at heart, so every time he plays Diego, he gets a little upset because he doesn't want to play into the Imprisoned Ice Rider, right? And so he's like, God damn it, you know? He's like, fuck, I'm playing against Imprisoned Ice Rider again. But he just started to like, he would see the team, he's like, this is crazy. Like, why is he running this, right? And this set was a set he was using, the exact same 4 moves. And Alex was sitting there and he was like, dude, how do we beat Dozo? And then it just came to him in a fucking vision, and he's like, Diego beat Dozo with this fucking Amoonguss. Maybe I can do the same, right? So he locked it in, started testing it, and he was in love with it right away, and he just like wanted to use it. But I think another really
That's
really cool,
amazing.
yeah, one of the other cool parts about like, I mean, it is kind of funny. Like he just laddered, saw an idea from 6 months ago, and he's like, I'm locking that in, right? But another cool thing about this guy is that like the best way to beat Spore is to have Terra Grass or Safety Goggles, right? Safety Goggles, whatever, that's not, you can't really get around that. But Terra Grass, you can just nail them with huge Life Orb Sludge Bombs too, right? Like, that's actually doing a
And the
ton of
3
damage.
fire types.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, it is like 3 fire types. Yeah, you don't really need the Sludge Bomb coverage, but it still works. It's still good. The set is just absolutely crazy, but it does, in theory, beat Dozo. Did you play any Down Dozo in the tournament?
I don't actually think I played any Dozo in the tournament. I played plenty in practice,
Mm.
but I still brought the Amoonguss. Like, it was just
Yeah, yeah.
good. I think the coverage is good. Like, the neutral damage into Incineroar is stupid, and to opposing Amoonguss again, like, I just think the set's kind of good, and Alex really cooked it.
Yeah, it's just literally like it's he still has the 2 best moves in the game, right? Like arguably,
Yeah.
he still has Spore and he still has Rage Power, so he's still useful. Um,
Yeah,
s-
and I think to use the team, it's relatively simple, but there's a lot of options, and the more familiar you are with the options, the better you're gonna do. When you know you can switch to like Lilligant Typhlosion or Typhlosion Incineroar, when you know like what you're allowed to do in the matchup, you get a lot better. But in most cases, you can just lead like Incineroar for Raghav with Torkoal and one of the fast guys in the back. Like,
mhm.
the team is pretty broken in a lot of matchups, and in others it's tricky. But that's why you have Sleep Powder. That's why you have the free will, as some philosophers call it. Just ball out, you know. And I think that's the first time I've really been able to do that with a team where it's just like so offensive that you're putting the pressure on all the time. And I think it was really really fun this weekend.
I do think it is like going into this weekend. I did think like this was the call for the tournament. Like I didn't have enough time to learn it, and I didn't even want to try my hand at trying to figure this team out. So I just went with my comfort. But I was very confident that either one of you or Alex was gonna win. You guys didn't. But also, hey, I mean, there was another variant that ended up finishing in top 4 was Zach Carlson. In his group, they built almost the same team, but instead of Amoonguss, they had Annihilate. Um, but yeah, I think this team is just it's so sick, and it just like, it's honestly really disgusting. Like, if Reg H had to continue, I would hate playing against this team. This is nightmarish.
I, I would hate it too. We created a monster,
Hmm.
but it's a really really fun monster. And on that note, we should probably see how it works in action, right?
Yeah, let's check out the game. All right, so we're gonna bring up your Swiss round 6 match where you played against Masahiro Ito. How did you feel about going into this matchup? Right, this is a very well-known team. This is one that you guys, I think, practiced, right?
Yes, we did practice it, but not too much because we felt like the team was dying down.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was so nervous, I kind of forgot everything. In my head, I was like, this is a good matchup because we had practiced some rain lines like literally the day before, but it
Mm.
was a completely different rain team. And I wasn't able to remember, so I was kind of beating myself up. I was like, this is a fucking good matchup. I got this. I just need to try and remember what I'm supposed to do. And after talking to Alex, He was like, no, that's a really, really hard matchup. So I think my thoughts going into this really were figuring it out on the fly again.
Hmm.
And I thought to myself, like, okay, I actually really do like Typhlosion because if they switch in Pelipper and I don't, like, waste my sun turns, like I still have Torkoal in the back, then I'm in a really good position for the next turn. So my goal going into this set was really just to preserve the weather and try and put on some pressure with Typhlosion. Don't let that Ursaluna get out of hand, and really just win the weather war.
Yeah, because I mean, in this matchup too, like I think Typhlosion's faster. It's definitely faster than Scarf Goldie. So you do have that advantage as well. You're just faster than everything that they can possibly throw at you. They also didn't have, importantly, Incineroar, right? So
There is no Incineroar on
yeah.
the opposing team. I have to worry about the Dragonite, the Pelipper, and honestly that Ursaluna. I wasn't really worried about the other three too much, even though
Hmm.
Archaludon you can get out of hand. I really wasn't worried about the Golden Goat too much, just because it's Scarf, and I assumed it wasn't timid, so my Typhlosion would be faster, like you said. And so, yeah, I was really just keeping the Weather War and keeping that Ursaluna in check. The other thing about my team is that it really doesn't have good coverage into Dragonite, which is problematic. But if you preserve Incineroar, you do win the 1v1 and you usually trade damage well. So my thought was really just like win the Weather War, and Incineroar is really important for both that Ursaluna and Dragonite.
It's actually pretty funny that you guys have like, because Dragonite was the king of this format, but he truly has died down quite a bit. Like he isn't
All
really
those
like,
Ninetales, man.
yeah, he's not the king anymore. So like he's not, his usage isn't absurd. So I think being, he's not that he's unbeatable for your team. You can put him to sleep too. You can always do that. So like but he is annoying, right? Like you do have to navigate him well.
Yeah, again, he's not a bad matchup, but it's just something that you have to be
On top
cognizant
of,
of while you're
yeah.
playing. You have to like prepare for it. You have to make sure you have that Incineroar. And it does help that our Incineroar is like beefy as a motherfucker. In terms of damage, that knockoff does insane damage after it takes a skill shot drop. So I wasn't too worried about it, but like I said, I was a little anxious. Funnily, I sit down to the round, right?
Mhm.
And they're like, you guys are going to be on stream if you're comfortable with that. And I said, oh, can I not be on stream? And she's like, sure, you just have to concede. And I was like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I'll go on stream. So I was very surprised at the way they framed it, but here I am on stream in the winning in for day two into Archaludon Golden Go. How do you feel about this? I want to hear your thoughts.
If I'm leading double fire types in the Archloot on Golago, I'm feeling good, dude. I'm feeling good. Obviously, like you said, the Pelipper is a big threat and something you're gonna have to navigate. But right off the bat, like the Terra Fire Eruption is just so safe, right? Like even if Peli comes in, that means you win the Weather War and you can bring in your Torkoal next turn. So it does feel like you're in a really, really good spot.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was confused on why he led Golden Go. I looked, there was no power gem, and I thought maybe, dude, this guy could be timid. And then I thought to myself, there's no fucking way he's timid. It's gonna be fine, actually. And so I just clicked fake out Terrifier Eruption. I considered switching Torkoal in, but I really do think this is slightly safer.
Hmm.
Because like you said, if he switches in Pelipper, I bring in Torkoal next turn and I just win the game. And yeah, so I Terrifier, and I'm expecting him to Terrifying as Golden Go, but I'm totally fine with this. I just feel like he led really, really poorly.
And he does, and he proved to you right off the bat that he is slower, so that's lit. Um, so yeah, I mean, he's just gonna get blasted here, right? Like, there's not much he can do.
Yeah, after the set, my opponent did tell me he thought I was Specs Typhlosion game 1 and did not read that I was Choice Scarf. Which, in hindsight, makes a lot of sense, because I was like, why the fuck did you bring this? He's Terra Flying, not even Terra Water, and both Pokemon drop to really low.
That's brutal. He does hit you back with the Shadow Ball, but at this point, like, the damage is done, right? Like, Typhlosion is good to go. Did you memorize the number that Blaze activates at, by the way? I
Oh,
guess it's like,
absolutely. I'm not, I
I guess
didn't
it's pretty
actually. I
simple.
just fully lied there. I figured I'd know. I really should have, and I seem like an idiot. I probably should have lied and said I did, but I don't remember.
I think you're
Um,
in Blaze here, though, right? Because it's just 1/3,
yeah.
so, like, if you're under 50, I think you're good.
Yeah, I could do the math. I'm just a
Hmm.
little high right now, so I do not remember. Um, But Eruption here, I did mess up, I think. I probably should have switched to Torkoal and Eruption, but I didn't want to set up for an awkward turn the next turn.
Mm.
And I didn't know my calcs. I wasn't sure if I was too low to kill the Archaludon here in the sun, but I definitely would have gotten it, as you'll see with this damage roll, but not to worry. Because the Eruption comes out, the Arch lives just barely, but I did CC that slot.
Did you really need to CC there, I guess? I guess just in case, right? Like, you don't want to accidentally have him live on 1.
Yeah, because it is at +3 now, defense, and he body presses in Typhlosion, which is really good for me because the CC goes off. And the commentators were surprised, as was I. But if he killed my Incineroar, it didn't really matter because then I still have Typhlosion. I can switch in that Torkoal, or I can just finish his Archaludon off the next turn. But this is really good for me because now I've officially won the Weather War, as I've lost only 1 Pokemon and Masahiro has lost 2. I switched in Lilligant just because Specs Torkoal is a bit awkward on the board depending on what's in the back. And this way I can, put something to sleep. I can just preserve my weather control for sure.
It is a little bit scary. If he has, like, Pelly or Saluna, right? Like, because then he does have safety goggles, right? And he does have Flame Orb, so potentially not being able to go to sleep, and he could fire off a free Hurricane on this turn as well. We'll have to see what he has. Logan comes in.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't, like, as free as a win as I would have liked. My thought process here is I can either Sleep Powder the Ursaluna, or I can just Solar Blade it. And if it protects, I don't really care, because Lilligant's going to be the fastest thing on the field no matter what. And getting in this Torkoal is just really important right now to both reset the Intimidate, get the speed advantage, and also boost up Solar Blade. But if I get the Solar Blade off, Ursaluna will die to burn and a Solar Blade, if not just outright die. And then Instant in the Sun should just clean up this Pelipper. I wasn't sure how Masahiro's Ursaluna was trained, so I was just banking on the fact that Solar Blade plus like a tick of Flame Orb would be enough.
I would imagine that, like, the old version of this team at least is the max speed bear, so I would expect it to be like adamant max speed, max attack. Yeah, so that means that this Solar Blade should just melt it. That guy's huge, by the way. That guy was a former alpha, and it shows, dude. He is ginormous.
Which one?
There's Saluna. There's Saluna.
The Ursaluna is really big. I feel like the bears are always just quite beautiful, just quite astoundingly large, and it just does barely live. But like I said, that's definitely burn range. So even if it got like a crit on my Torkoal and a Hurricane into my Lilligant, I didn't feel terrible because I would have Fake Out next turn, and the Ursaluna would just die. But obviously I dodge, and I'm a beast for that. So Solar Blade this turn locks up the game for sure. The other thing was if the Ursaluna protected, I could have After You the next turn and like Weather Ball, or just do whatever I needed to.
Yeah, he can't really actually get the KO. Like he can't take the KO on Lilligant, so it's always alive, which is pretty chill. The worst case would be like a confusion in the sun, right? That would be the worst, and you hit yourself. Then maybe you're cooked.
Okay,
but...
yeah. I would have definitely freaked out a little bit there. And then I would have realized maybe this is a little bit of a tough matchup, as Alex pointed out to me so kindly afterwards. But no, I dodged the Hurricane here. The Solar Blade just goes into Ursaluna because I didn't want him to take more damage. And Pelipper can only kill 1, right? So I'm not feeling too bad here. I think this game is pretty much locked up.
Oh yeah, I think it's impossible. After you got that nice Solar Blade on the last turn, I think it was cooked. And we're going to see the big muddy water. Torkoal, no!
Yeah. Weather Ball not being on the Pelipper is really nice for Lilligant because it could have gone for it and just taken it out instead of those sun-boosted Hurricanes, but at the same time, it would have like made Incineroar even more safe in the sun. Muddy Water is a good move, I think. I think it's really funny, though, that I am Clear Amulet, so it can't even get those drops.
It's even more locked up. So yeah, now, I mean, this is just a free Fake Out Solar Blade. He's going to protect, and yeah, okay, he's just going to... I mean, I guess, like... No, I think it's actually impossible.
There's no way winning.
There's no way winning because of the Clear Amulet alone is literally making this... That win con is just removed. That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, there's no way for Masahiro to win. The only thing I'm thinking in this moment is, like, okay, he didn't bring the Dragonite. I definitely think it's coming over that Golden Go next time. I I feel like he's not gonna bring Golden Go again. That looks terrible for him, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, all right, I have to prepare for this Dragonite, and I need to make sure my Incineroar is healthy. And I did a good job this time, but the Ursaluna is really, really scary. Like, you
Mm.
saw this end game was a little bit scary, even though I got that huge advantage in the first 2 turns. So at this point, I still am a little bit worried because this was the best case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, it was really close, and I can tell you what he's thinking. He's thinking, "Holy shit, that guy's not Specs
Specs.
Typhlosion." He said, "Yeah, that's not what I'm reading here. That's my bad." And now Pelipper's gonna go down. We're going to game 2. Oh wait, what the hell? Oh no, wait, did you outspeed it?
No, I did not outspeed it. My Incineroar is very slow.
Oh, okay.
The Pelipper went for another Protect, I think. I think he was
Oh,
just
it did.
stalling
It
time.
did. It totally went
Yeah,
for left deck. Yeah.
trying to stall some time to
All
think.
right, so we know it's game 1. I gotta ask, who's winning the drip war?
You're asking me, dude?
I'm
I
asking
styled
you.
myself.
I
I'm
mean,
thinking it might be me.
I'm thinking it's you too, but I gotta say he did come prepared, right? I like the shoes.
I love
here.
the shoes.
The shoes are
Yeah.
fire. He's got some jeans. He's got a nice hoodie. Like it's a pretty respectable, solid fit. But I like your sweater, your coat thing here, the hat, the how do you pronounce it?
Kofia.
That, and then you got some nice jeans and good shoes too. I gotta give it to you. Obviously, I might be a little biased, but yeah, I'm gonna say you won the drip order.
It's okay, I appreciate it. I feel like you don't really, compliment my fashion, not because you dislike it. It's not something that you say often, so I do
True.
really
It's true.
appreciate it. I really like this fit because, I just like wearing some bright colors. I don't,
It's true.
sometimes I wear a lot of, dark black. And, yeah, I like the orange beanie, always got to rep Palestine with the kofia. And, total respect to my opponent, but I am up 1-0 in the game and also the drip war, so I need to knock it out and go into day 2.
I think also another, like underappreciated part that you didn't mention about your fit is you had no logos, dude. You brought this knowing you were gonna be on stream, knowing you could wear it, and they wouldn't make you wear the ugly play Pokemon shirt. So I always got to give credit where it's due. If you come with style that allows you to dodge the shirt, you're getting points. You're getting points.
Yeah. And I did that specifically for day 1 too, because there's no guarantee I'd make it to the second day. So we're not gonna watch the second stream set, but I did have to wear the stupid Play Pokemon shirt in the second day.
No.
This did have a tiny logo, but I intentionally covered it with the Kofia because I knew how they are, and the world at least deserved the drip. Day 1, second day it was all about trying to do well. I wasn't thinking about it too much. I wasn't trying to get on stream. I hate being on stream. I'm a little anxious guy. I do take medication for it. But it also helps me kick their ass when I'm on stream.
I do. You mentioned that story earlier where you asked to not be on stream. I tried that once as well. I remember it was at the LA Regionals.
Try it every event.
And I said, do I have to play? And they said, unless you want to forfeit. And then he said, then the judge asked me actually, he said, why don't you want to be on stream? And I said, it's a big disadvantage. I don't want people seeing my stuff. And then I had an interview afterward where I talked about my team a little. And he said, why'd you talk about your team so much if you were trying to dodge the stream? And I was like, all right, man, all right. You got me.
That's so funny. they put us on there. We're gonna give them a show at least,
Dude, okay, this is a crazy pause. This dude is like 7 feet in the air. Does he actually come out that high? Like, holy
That's
shit.
actually so beast.
He's so
I love it.
beast. Anyways, okay.
I can jump that high.
He leads Ursaluna Dragonite once again, and you change it up completely with the Incineroar Farigiraf lead. You just call this ass outright here.
Yeah, my thought was like, dude, actually the Trick Room mode is really strong if I can gain weather control, or if I can do something else a little spicy. But Incineroar Farigiraf isn't a lead he's going to prepare for because I led the Typhlosion last time, and sometimes these two can just steal a game, right?
Oh yeah, this lead is
I also want to give a
disgusting.
huge shout out to Asa for getting me these beautiful shiny Pokemon. I kind of felt like pretty sick. I usually don't care about that shit, but I just felt like I was like putting out aura versus my opponents. They were like, dude, why are all those guys shiny? And I made a pretty big play this turn. I wanted to get the Amoonguss in as soon as possible because that was my secret little spicy edge this game. I feel like he wasn't going to be ready for it. That Ursaluna was really scaring me. And I thought that's honestly the best way to get rid of it on my team.
Oh my god, each turn one goes for Headlong Rush. you eat that shit up because again he's not burned yet, and then this is just the free switch to Amoonguss Trick Room, and now you just can do whatever you want. You can hyper voice. He's looking at the sheet. He's freaking out right now, and you can just start hitting him with spores or leaf storms or sludge bombs, whatever you need.
Yeah, and I really, really wanted to spore the Archaludon, but I decided like he's gonna be afraid. He's gonna be afraid of the spore. He's gonna do something to prevent it. And then I realized, actually, I'm way more scared of the Ursaluna, and I have no idea what he's gonna go for. I can't let him get the facade though. Worst case, Archaludon is going to snarl me, and I figure that's not the end of the world because at -1, I still kind of hit like a truck, and Furgraph's gonna make up for that snarl with this hyper voice right here.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a really safe, good turn. He makes the best play he can, protects Snarl. I mean, granted, you could have spored him, but you decide to go for the Leaf Storm, which it's crazy to see. Did you use the Amoonguss a lot throughout the tournament? Like, was he clutch?
Not a crazy amount, just because I felt like the other modes were really simple and they usually worked. I feel like just, having Incineroar for Graf Torkoal just kind of won me a lot of games. Like, I wouldn't have to bring the 4th Pokemon in sometimes. And Amoonguss was, still the 6th Pokemon on the team. So he didn't come as much as the other guys, but when he did, I really did enjoy him. Yeah, so I get snarled here, and my thought process is he still has Terra, so I might need to Psychic. In case it goes to Terra Ghost, I think I need to, because it is -1, but Leaf Storm's not going to pick it up. So I double this Ursaluna, hoping to get the Terra and, get rid of that big damage threat to my team. Because after that, I think Amoonguss goes nuts. I think it lives anything from the Arch, and I still have Incineroar in the back and a Torkoal waiting to come in.
I didn't expect it to one-shot, dude. I did not expect it to one-shot. That was nuts.
I think even if it wasn't -1, there's pretty good chance.
Oh my god. And now you just get a single target. I mean, a Psychic, not single target, but it's always single target. You get a Psychic off. Dude, that guy's eating though. He's going nuts. But he doesn't have, like, the big thing that I always hate about this Archaludon. Like, I think it's a good set, right? And I think this team should run it. But not having, like, this strong Draco Meteor, like, sometimes sucks, dude. Like, he has no way to kill Amoonguss right now. I guess maybe he could have Flash Cannoned, but I don't even know if that's going to pick up the guy.
I actually do think Flash Cannon probably would have gotten Amoonguss after that Life Orb recoil.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, I agree with you. I think the Dragon coverage is really good in the format, especially with all the, Dragonite, the Terra Electric Blood Moons. It felt annoying. Obviously, I don't have any of that shit, so it doesn't matter here. But it is starting to get scary. I really need to get rid of this Archaludon. It's super boosted from the Hyper Voice and Psychic. And I'm really wishing I spored it on that turn that I got wrong. But at this moment, I just need to get the Incineroar in, because that is my Dragonite counter, as we've talked about many times.
I think also it's getting a little dicey because you do have to figure out how you're getting up the second Trick Room. Because I don't think you can win in one. Like, there's too much Protect, there's Pelipper, right? Like, there's no way you're able to win in one. So you do need to figure out how Furgraph's going to reset up Trick Room here. So I like the switch out. I mean, that just felt like the best play you could make no matter what the condition is. No, Amoonguss. He's going to die. Is he going to clutch?
Yeah, Amoonguss dying is really bad. I don't think I have a way to kill the Arch in time. I need it to stay asleep for as long as possible and have Furgraph be able to reset. But I kind of go for what you're thinking, right? I need to get as much damage as possible. I'm going to switch the Torkoal in now and try and just get some damage onto Arch, because if I take a KO before it wakes up, I win the Weather War, I can reposition probably, and just win the game. So my entire game plan rests on getting Amon advantage. Archaludon can't Protect. I'm thinking it's staying in. I need to kill this guy now.
I think it is a little bit funny too. Like, if you just had a normal Incineroar too, like, I think you could easily navigate yourself into a second Trick Room with Fake Out Live. But it is just a little bit harder now because you have fucking CC. You don't have U-Turn. You don't have Parting Shot. So you do have to make this count. I do think you're right that if you do get a KO, it is kind of money. Oh, that was nasty work. That's kind of a sick turn. Bringing in the Torkoal, baiting the D-Knight switch, or the Archaludon switch, most likely the D-Knight switch. This is just, you're just working him, working this poor guy. You're CCing? You're crazy.
Yeah, so I did want to switch into the Fargraph, but I figured
Oh, did you
if I
not?
just kill the Archeludon now, I win the game. If I get this Earth Power off and the CC, I think Arch dies. But
Oh, he
he
got your ass.
completely calls my ass and
Dude,
Terra Grasses.
he's feeling so good. I saw that smile on his face. Oh, he's Terra Grass too. Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, so if I just Terra Fired Eruption, I think I won. I think that guy is dead. It doesn't matter that it's in the rain. I have a Specs
Yeah,
Torkoal. Instead,
yeah.
it takes the resisted Earth Power and a CC. It does 0 damage.
Disgusting. Can he wake up here?
Yes, he can. This is turn 2 of sleep.
Yeah, because you spored before he even moved. Yeah, he was Terra Grass the whole time. I didn't even know that.
That's why I kind of was ignoring it because I felt like it could Terra Grass at any moment.
Right.
But I should have kept in mind that's actually so bad for him because I have the Torkoal waiting, and even in the rain, it's just doing so much damage.
Mhm.
Yeah, here I try and just like go for my outs, which is hope they miss Muddy Water and the Archeludon stays asleep again. But at this point, it's feeling pretty hopeless.
Yeah, I mean, they're just. This actually just seems cooked. Um, yeah, he just gets to spam Muddy Water. You'd have to get like. He'd have to get a max turn, and I think if you got a max turn, you could switch in Torkoal next turn, and it's like reasonable that you'd win. Right?
No, because then it gets to wake up the next turn,
Mhm.
um, and threaten the K on either of my Pokemon. But here, I'm basically stalling for time and hoping I either get really lucky or he messes up, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about what I can do. Switching in the Fargraph to dodge the Muddy Water, and it dodges the Incineroar, so Fargraph is way too low. Any chance at living a Body Press is completely gone now. And I really wish it was the other way around. That's why I Terra Grass. And you see that max attack Adam and Incin, dude? That's
He's going
that
hard. He's
didn't
going hard.
affect that, alright? Pelipper is a good defense stat. Here I'm thinking there's no way. There's no way he lets me set up Trick Room. So I actually have to protect Torkoal and put him in an awkward position next turn. Because if
I
I
see what you
get the
mean.
Heat
Yeah.
Wave off, I just win.
That's true. You are in like a reasonably still like winning spot. If he goes the protect on Freegraph is so nasty. Like when I played against this little combo like on many different teams in the tournament. I think I played it twice. And one of the times I just doubled into the protect and it feels so bad, dude. You're like, God damn it, dude, why does it have that? Protect's so
Bro,
good.
there's so many points in the tournament where, like, game one, I would lead just Typhlosion Farigiraf in front of, like, Instant or King Gambit and
Mhm.
not protect. And then game two, I'd protect and they just lose because they double into
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
it's very, very important to reposition on a team with no pivots and just, like, setting up Trick Room is so bad for the opponent a lot of the time that it's so important to have that ability to just yeah, they body pressed the Farigiraf because Trick Room would have been bad, but now this turn kind of sucks anyway.
I think
Um,
is it just a free switch and electroshot for him, right? Like just make sure the Freegraph goes down.
I feel like that's not the worst possible play for me, but that is what I'm expecting, right? I
Yeah.
am absolutely expecting that, and so I'm trying to protect the Farigiraf again and just finally kill that Archeludon, hoping the Heat Wave in the rain takes it out. And if I get that, I get that double protect, maybe I can pull a miracle off by switching in the Incin and getting my Sun back
Hmm.
and just Heat Waving at -1. Like, maybe there's a chance.
He doesn't
But I
switch.
failed to protect. And
What?
worse than failing to protect is he just doubles my Torkoal. I could have
Oh
switched
my
and
god.
gotten Trick Room off. I had no. Okay, I saw the scale shot from the Dragonite, and I was like, all right, whatever. You're just gonna body press the Farigiraf, right? And then I'll get a Heat
No
Wave.
way.
Maybe there's a chance. But he doubles the Torkoal, and it dies.
If you just switched into instant, you just won.
I don't know if I won. I think it still would have been really awkward,
Right.
but I was genuinely so surprised. The Arch was clearly more boosted than I wanted it to be because the Torkoal died, so the Incin was definitely dying too. But I was very confused. I thought maybe there was a chance, like
Hmm.
if the Farigiraf could protect the next turn, Torkoal just goes nuts. Maybe I get a burn on Dragonite, and so I felt like that was a bit of a misplay from my opponent, but I would have to get so lucky for it to work out.
Yeah, I kind of think like I get what he was kind of going for, where he's like, I'm just gonna get the guaranteed damage, but if he whiffed that that scale shot there, I
Scale
think he
shot,
just
game was
lost.
over.
Yeah, kind of a crazy play, but he doesn't whiff this one, so we're gonna go to game three. I actually didn't know this was a 3 game set. I thought you 2-0'd him. I'm not gonna lie.
No, dude, this set was a banger. I'm telling you that after this game, I thought like, holy fuck, I feel so bad about losing,
Hmm.
but this set is a banger. I feel like we gave stream a good time, and it was time to cut the shit and actually lock in for this third one.
I do think the low key, this is one of the like in terms of the way the tournament plays out, this is one of the most hype matches of the day. The first chance to lock in day two is always like I feel like there's a little more pressure. It's a little more hype, you know? And so like this is the 5-0 match. This is the time winner goes to day two. Obviously you guys still have a lot of chances to make day two. And I think he did make day two ultimately. Um if you know like I think you both did. But yeah, so this is definitely. I feel like your game plan wasn't bad, but you just didn't get up the second trick room cleanly enough, and like, it was just hard, right? Because like you mentioned when we were talking about how to play the team, you were saying like, yeah, you kind of need to have one of the fast guys in the back, and this time you brought Amoonguss, which he could help you set up trick room again, but he didn't get to do that.
Yeah, I feel like Among Us would have actually been better if I caught every turn right. As stupid as that sounds like I needed to force the Terra from Arch a little bit earlier, so it
Hmm.
wasn't like me getting the Gambit wrong on Earth powering. That was the deciding turn when the
Yeah.
Arch Terra'd, and I just like played like a fool. So I think that my game plan is to threaten sleep earlier in the game, so I can force those Terras, and I have a bit more like knowledge about what I need to preserve. And so I think you're just completely right. Like I can't go all slow. I need to put a little bit more pressure up front, and so I am going back to that Incineroar. Oh no, it's not even. I actually never led it. I think I need to lead with sleep. I think I'm either gonna lead Amoonguss or Lilligant, and Incineroar is just too good in this set because I really do think he's just gonna lead Dragonite Ursaluna again.
Yeah, and this time I think leaving Lilligant into Dragonite feels really good if you start hitting those powders. Like once you hit one of those, like he is just worthless. This is a little
Yeah,
awkward though. He has the Terra Ghost, right? Like it. This lead is always just pisses me off, dude.
yeah. I had a feeling he was gonna Terra Ghost to avoid the sleep powder, and so I just wanted to get the knockoff as soon as I could. I
Mm.
felt like at -1, I would definitely live the headlong, and I knew I was slower, so that knockoff would do a juicy amount of damage with the -1 drop.
Whew, yeah, it
But
would.
yeah, I wasn't sure if he knew how slow my Incineroar was. I had, a feeling that he'd know because he'd been pretty aggressive with it. He was a really fast Ursaluna. But it's like you said, I just need to hit my sleep powder in this moment.
Dude, I didn't. I'm still in awe over the giant Ursaluna, dude. My Ursaluna is so much smaller than his. Like, it's not.
Don't be self-conscious. A lot of people are saying your Ursaluna is just the right
I mean,
size. Like I feel like,
it's just so much. His is huge, dude. Oh wow, you clutched that out barely. This
dude,
can do
that's
so
totally
much
a
damage.
roll. I was a little bit wrong. That was definitely a roll. I don't know if I cleanly lived that,
You
but
don't. I
the
think you need
knockoff.
EVs, dude. You definitely need. I remember Alex gave me a spread that lives the headlong at -1. There is a spread, so I know that you don't always live that. But that was a clutch live. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm thinking the Ursaluna definitely wants to protect to not die. And sleep powder can miss. You know what doesn't miss? And after you knock off, getting rid of that loaded dice is actually really important to the team because as soon as that scale shot is not guaranteed to do 4 or 5 anymore, everything starts to live and D Knight becomes a lot easier to handle. So in my mind, I'm like, sleep powder can miss. At least this way, I know I get rid of the item, I break the multi scale, and I can always deal with it a little bit later.
That's actually crazy. That's actually such a clean play, dude. Like this is actually clean. You don't even need to hit it. Oh, dude, look at him. He literally was shocked. He's like, why is he doing this shit? Boom. See you later, dude. He's
Yeah,
so
and I
pissed.
also didn't know what he was bringing. Like, I thought the Pelipper could switch in, and I didn't want to sleep powder into the goggles, so I figured knockoff is the best way to solve that issue. And the skill shot only hit twice, so instantly reaping the benefits of my stupid, risky play.
And you didn't bring the trick room guys. I think yeah, Incineroar you can definitely preserve here if you want. I don't know though. This turn does feel awkward because he could Terra Ghost you on the Ursaluna, which would be kind of crazy. I don't know if it's actually worth it at all. But you do have three fire types. Like the Incineroar slot is a fire type no matter what. So you kind of can't like switch that slot out safely without dealing with the Ursaluna. He's going to
Yeah, and
try.
I didn't actually want to switch that Typhlosion in because I was scared of the Tailwind, right? After the
Yeah,
skill
yeah.
shot, even though it hit twice,
Ooh.
this Dragonite is faster, and so I didn't want to risk losing my damage dealers. So I just went for the best play, which is to let Incineroar die, but it doesn't.
What did you do with it? I wasn't actually paying attention. Sleep
I
powder.
think I just went for another knockoff into the Ursaluna slot because I
I mean,
figured that,
that's money. That's money, dude. If you get that,
yeah,
that's huge. He gets chunked and he loses his AV, which is like so big here. But now I think his
yeah,
next turn feels so good.
I don't even remember what I do. I think I hard switch Typhlosion to get the damage as soon as possible, and I go for the sleep powder. Because if Archulute on Terra grasses, I feel so happy. I don't give a fuck about what it's doing. What's it gonna do to my Typhlosion? Snarl? Alright. Then I get my Incineroar in. I feel really happy. So I feel pretty good about this. Dragonite's guaranteed to sleep because it did end up being faster than my Lilligant. And I actually missed the sleep powder. I felt so upset, but it didn't matter. He didn't go for Snarl. He went for Body Press.
Wow, and he didn't Terra, importantly. You know what? I think you misplayed. You should Flare Blitz turn 2. That would have been sick, because then you would have self-KO'd Incineroar if that's what you wanted. But, I mean, this kind of worked out. I think this is kind of working, like, pretty decently here. Because now, is this just a fake-out Eruption? I mean, this is still looking really dicey for you. I, like, don't know if you're going to win this.
Yeah, no, I don't. I really wanted to hit the sleep powder because now I have to
No
predict whether the
shit.
Pelipper's coming in or not. And I predicted I don't think the Pelipper is gonna come in. I just want to fake out this Dragonite, get the extra chip, so it dies to the fake out plus eruption. You
Hmm.
have to remember the Arch, the AV is gone. The only way it's living this is if Pelipper comes in,
True.
and then I can switch in my Torkoal, right? I think it would still be pretty tragic if it switches in and the Archuludon attacks, but he really has to figure out which one is am I gonna fake out. I feel like he's really expecting me to fake out the Arch, and so I don't do it.
Also, the fake out on the Dragonite is going to be like a nuclear bomb, dude, right? Like, it's at -2. This is a max adamant fake out. This is going to, like, chunk him, dude. I'm excited to see this one. Please don't
I love
protect.
Max Adam and Incineroar.
Okay, let's see it. Holy fuck, that was nice. That
It
was
wasn't even a
nice.
crit.
That was
It
fucking
wasn't
nice.
even a crit. That fake out was just so juicy.
And he doesn't wake up, and now he gets blasted. And now you win the weather war.
Yeah.
Huge, huge gaming right there. And you crit the arch for fun. That definitely didn't matter.
Yeah,
Double
it
KO.
didn't matter. I in the moment I didn't really read which one it was, so I just assumed it was the D Knight, and I was like, oh damn, lucky me. But you do see now that I didn't need to crit the D Knight. It just fell to a Terrafire eruption. And at this moment I'm feeling really, really good. My biggest concern is this Ursaluna Jolly, like low key. Is it Jolly and will it outspeed will it will it outspeed my Typhlosion and Tailwind? I figure that's out of my control. All I can do right now is just switch in my Torkoal and click Eruption.
I think there's some on this team. This would be the team where they run Jolly, like unironically too.
Dude, I'm scared right now. I know how this set ends, and I'm like, where, dude? Is he fucking Jolly right now?
He definitely.
But you know
could
what the
be.
crazy thing is, Colin?
Didn't matter.
We're never gonna know. We're never gonna know whether he was Jolly, because this Pelipper eats the Eruption, but then doesn't go for Tailwind.
Oh. I mean, maybe he just knows he's adamant, and he's like,
No.
dude, I need the accuracy drop right now. That's my win con, right? Is if you start dodging. I mean, like, hey, if you started dodging
That's
eruptions,
definitely what it is. I mean,
but then,
he knows his speed.
but
I
then you
know.
just switch out. That's the problem. Is you just get to freely switch out next turn, even if you got accuracy drop. He's gonna try.
And he does take off his headphones there because the game's over. But the judge is like, "Dude, you can't do that. The game needs to be done. You can forfeit yet."
Did he actually?
Yeah.
Did they actually say that?
Yeah, like well, he didn't forfeit, so the judge is like, "Just wait a second." Like, yeah, but yeah, the eruption kills after that. Little chip. I wasn't worried about it. At this point, I'm just so happy. I got the stream match out of the way, and I made day 2, which was a big
Mm-hmm.
goal of mine because, again, like, I've never used a team like this in a tournament, and I was really nervous about how it was gonna go. So I was really happy to start the season strong. I needed this. I really want my Worlds invite. I just want to win another tournament, guys.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a great start to your season. I think top 16, obviously top 8 is a little better. There's a huge point jump there, but still top 16 is really solid points and a good start to the 2026 season.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, dude. I wish I got top 8. You didn't really have to rub it in like that. But
Hey,
what
I
makes
got
me
top
feel
16
better?
too.
Yeah, what makes me feel better is that I got 10th. You got 11th. So I'm just saying I'm on top of the battle room right now.
You are the battle room right now. But yeah, thank you for running it down, talking about your team. I think it's a pretty sick team. Like I think it's a really cool team. Like it is really cringe. Like I feel bad for everyone who has to deal with this later. But like for this tournament, you guys were sick for running this one. And shout outs to Alex for putting all that legwork, coming up with this juicy Typhloid or this Amoonguss set.
Amoonguss. Yeah, I mean, yeah, huge shout outs to everyone who helped me with the team, like Alex, Asa for getting me the Mons, and just, everyone encouraging me to use it. My girlfriend said, like, this one's got better vibes than Kilo Bear. And granted, Kilo Bear did win the tournament, but I think
It
this
did.
was the right choice for me. This was the right
Yeah.
choice for me. And I'm happy we got to showcase it off on the channel. And thank you for having me back. You've been replacing me with these white guys recently, and it's really rubbing me the wrong way, Colin.
Thanks for joining me, and I'm excited to cover LAIC next week. So if you want to see some LAIC action, we've got it right here on the Battle Room, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.